Okay, this is Tasha, the Crafty Crowd. I'm going to be making Burekas today. I'm going to make two different kinds. I'm going to make eggplant and spinach. I'll show you how to make the filling in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and start the dough because it's going to have to rest. So what you will need is you'll need 8 cups of flour. I use white lily flour, the self-rising one, about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and a cup of vegetable oil, and 2.5 cups of water. So what you want to do, I already have this all measured out. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get your water, and get your oil and your water to a boil. I'm sorry, your oil, water, and salt. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I have this all in the pot. So you want to bring this to a boil. And then I have my 8 cups of flour. Put that over here. All right, so you want to bring this to a boil. Let's get you a little closer. And then once the water is boiling, you're going to take it away from the heat, and you're going to add in your flour pretty quickly. And then as you mix it, you'll see it kind of come together into a nice kind of like kneading dough. And then we're going to let it rest for an hour or so in the refrigerator. And while we do that, we're going to go ahead and get the fillings done. So let's wait for this to boil. I went ahead and used, I have an instant hot water, so I went ahead and used that for the water, so hopefully it will heat a little quicker. I'm just going to mix it so that the salt dissolves, and it shouldn't take long. So as this is getting ready, I'll go ahead and just tell you for the fillings, you can make any kind of fillings that you want. We usually do eggplant, spinach, and potato. The potato is actually really easy. It's kind of just like a mashed potato. The spinach, I get the frozen spinach, three of the blocks of the frozen spinach. I'm going to throw it into my food processor, and you're going to kind of get that more choppy, because a lot of times it has the stems and it's kind of stringy, I guess. So you put that in the food processor, and I'll go over the ingredients with you, but it's spinach, basically spinach and cheese. You can use just feta, but what I do is I use feta and Parmesan Romano cheese, the powder cheese. And then you just mix it together, and then at the very end you add in an egg, and then you beat it again, or you pulse it a few times in your food processor, and then we'll make these little Burekas, and then you bake them, and they're so delicious. A lot of times we have them as like a little midnight snack, but they're also great for breakfast. So this is going to obviously take a minute, so I'll come back. Okay, so you can see the water is boiling. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to remove it from the heat. And now I am going to pour in my flour. And I'm going to hope that it doesn't go everywhere. It's a lot of flour. Okay. And then you're just going to continue to mix it, and it'll start getting like a doughy, consistency. Just keep mixing it. A lot of times I like to use my hands, but it's so hot. It's just really hard to do. So just keep mixing it. And and keep incorporating it until it's all incorporated. Okay, so here's my dough. So you have to kind of get in there and, you know, keep kneading it. So I'm going to let it rest now. Just going to cover it. You want to make sure you keep it covered so it doesn't dry out. So I'm going to cover it and I'm going to let it rest while I make the fillings. And then what you want to do is you're going to get like walnut size pieces when you're done. It'll roll out better. But you get walnut size pieces and then you're going to roll them out and I'll show you how I do it. All right, so here we go. I have a silicone mat, the baking sheet, which I'm going to spray, rolling pin, and this little guy. So this is a pastry, I'm not sure what it's called, but anyways, so I'm going to roll out my dough, and in the back of this you can cut it so it's a perfect round circle, and then I put it on here, and then I put a little egg wash around the edges, and then I crimp it, and it makes a beautiful little pie crust. So I'll show you how to do that. First you want to take your pan and make sure you get it sprayed nice. You also want to get a little bit of egg wash, so you can do that at the end. Get a egg, beat it. Only problem is I just don't have room for everything. Okay, so you want to get an egg wash ready. Get comfortable because you're going to be here for a while. So I get a chair, and then I actually use a ice cream scooper for my dough. You can scoop or make little pie. No, sorry, not. So you want walnut size dough pieces. This one's a little bit bigger, so I guess that will make 2 of them. So you want to kind of knead it. You want to get a spoon out. It's about 1 teaspoon of filling. Oh, that's a fork. So 1 teaspoon of filling per little dough thingy. So you're going to roll this out. Doesn't look pretty great. Okay. All right, I'm actually going to use a bigger piece of dough because it's just going to be easier to roll and use. And you can use the leftover for your next one. Okay. The silicone mat's nice because it doesn't stick and you don't have to use parchment paper. You can also cook them on the parchment paper if you'd like, but I usually just cook mine just on a sprayed pan. So you use the bottom of this. This little thing came in a kit actually of, I think there's like 3 or 4 different sizes. And it makes it really nice because it looks like perfect. And then the leftover will be cut off. See? I say that, and then of course it doesn't fit perfect. So my dough keeps shrinking. Okay. And put that on. And now you want to get your filling. I use a good amount of filling, not too much. It's probably a little too much. And you could actually use a small ice cream scoop for your filling if you want to make sure that they're all the same. So that's got good. Now you want to get, alright, this dough is not cooperating today. Alright, so you want to get your egg wash. And you're going to put it around here and then you're going to close it. Okay, so now you take your little egg wash. You could actually use your finger for this. It's usually what I do. So just go around here lightly. And then crimp it. And then voila. You have a beautiful little bureka. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this on your pan, on your sprayed cookie sheet. And you're just going to keep doing that. And then when you're all done, you got your whole sheet full of burekas, you are going to put a little egg wash on the top of each one. And you're going to sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese. The eggplant ones, put a little sesame seed on top. I think mainly that's just so you can tell the difference what's what. You don't have to put sesame seed, but we like sesame seeds, so we put sesame seeds because they're tasty. All right, and that didn't work. I'm having issues today with this dough. I just need a little more. So make sure you keep your dough covered so it doesn't dry out. You just want to work it. The more you work the dough, the better you can work with it. Okay. I'm gonna make a sheet of spinach ones, and then I'll make a sheet of eggplant ones. You make sure you don't get them mixed up. Last time I accidentally got them a little mixed up last time. All right. You want it nice and thin. They don't have to be thick. And if you don't want to cut the dough, you don't have to cut it. You can just put it in there and crimp it, and then the leftovers will cut off anyways. So you can use your big rolling pin, and then when you have it cut out, you can just go over it with a small one if you have a small one. The dough seems to shrink up a little bit after you cut it. Okay. So there we go. I like them nice and filled. Put your little egg wash. Fold it over. Crimp it, and then you see here, any leftover dough will come out right there. I don't have much left over. All right. And then there you go. They're beautiful. And you want to stack them here. Stack them close because you're going to be making a lot of them. All right, I have my first tray done. Takes a while, but it's done. So now you want to take your egg wash and you want to brush each one. So I did the spinach first, and I'll show you the recipe for that. The spinach one's a really easy mixture to make. But right now, so I'm doing this. So you're going to preheat your oven to about, each oven's different. I preheat mine to 385. Between 375 and 400, depending on your oven, how it runs. If it runs hot, reduce it. But, so you're going to put a nice layer of egg wash on here so they're nice and golden brown. And you're going to keep an eye on it. Oops. Making a mess. Now, that little pastry thing I have actually makes this a lot easier and quicker, because if you had to do each one, usually you have to do it with a cup, you use a glass to cut the round, and then you got to crimp it with a fork, and it's a lot harder. These are nice and uniformed. And again, you don't, on these I don't put sesame seeds. I only put sesame seeds on my eggplant ones. Again, that's just so I know that they're eggplant. If you just want to make the spinach ones and you like sesame seeds, go ahead and put them on there. Doesn't matter. Okay. I put a nice helping of egg on there because I like when they're nice and golden brown. Nice and golden. And that's what you're going to keep an eye on. You're just going to make sure that they turn out nice and golden. Alright. The next batch I'm going to do will be the, okay, let's just so you can see. So you just want to put some Parmesan on here. You can do this on a different tray so you don't bake the Parmesan that's on the cookie sheet, but it's not that big of a deal. Just scrape it off. So there you go. Put those in the oven. Have flour and everything all over them. And it's probably going to take about between 30, between 20 and 30 minutes, depending. Just keep an eye on them. You want them kind of golden brown. Don't let them get too done. Really, everything's cooked except for the egg, and the egg, there's very little egg in there, so the egg is going to cook either way in your oven. So go ahead and get those put in, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, so here are the eggplants. Those are done. So the eggplants took about 28 minutes on 380 on my oven. So you just gotta keep an eye on them. These are the spinach ones, and I have another batch of eggplants in the oven. I have to make some more dough because I have some more spinach filling left, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. They're really good. As you can see, my husband already had one eggplant. I think he ate 2 of the spinach ones. So they're Stephen approved. Thanks for watching.